Welcome, guys, to John's Football Channel. This is your post review of Chelsea 0, Man United 1. What a bloody game. Nice thing that at least we can take a positive from this thing. We did show up with our numbers with the protest. We did make ourselves heard as to about this football club, and these owners need to play football club. It's been an actual disaster from them. What else can we say? I mean, look at our performance. Our performance was dry. Lehmann Rosenior couldn't even play a bloody strike or change something up front. So let's get into this post review. With our lineup, we went with Sanchez in goal, Gusto on the right, Fofana and Hato as the centre backs, Cucurella as the left, Caicedo, Enzo in the midfield. Likely we started with Estevao on the right, Palmer midfield as the cam, Neto on the left, and then surprisingly Delap up front. I don't know quite exactly what happened with João Pedro. I don't know if he's injured or his personal reasons that he is not even in the bench. But yeah, that is our team. And then with Man United, we went with they went with similar team that we spoke about in the preview. Lamins as the goalkeeper, Dalot on the right, and then Mazurari and Evans as the centre backs. Luke Shaw played on the left, and then Mainu, Casemiro as the CDMs, Mbenu on the right, Bruno Fernandes as a cam, and then Cunha on the left, and then Sissoko up front. So much difference to what we were speaking about in the preview as to how the teams will be shaping up. So let's get into how this thing actually happened and what actually happened in this game. Starting off, we had Estevao, before Estevao got injured, we were playing quite well. I think that's when we had our most critical chances that we actually could have buried Man United, basically. I think Estevao had a chance where he just nicked the post, and then Enzo also, before he came off, Enzo also had a good opportunity in the box to actually bend it around the goalkeeper. It was just unfortunate that it didn't bend quite as much to go in on the side of the net. And then Estevao comes off injured, and then we play on Garnacho. I think at this point we all think, okay, fine, Garnacho's coming on. Maybe he might prove a point to the rest of the team and to Man United for not believing him, basically. But that was not the case. They actually proved, yeah, we didn't need this player. I mean, what a disaster from Garnacho today. Not one thing went right for him. At some point, I was asking myself, why isn't Lehmann Rosenior taking him off? But it's probably a question of maybe the owners telling him not to. I would hope so. At least that would make some common sense from Lehmann Rosenior not to take him off. But if Lehmann Rosenior decided not to take him off just for the fun of it, I mean that just shows you the levels at our club right now. It just shows you the levels of our manager or our head coach. He should have at least come off in the second half, at least at 45 or maybe around the 60th mark. He should have came off. I would have actually brought on Lavia for him, and then let Palmer play on the right, Neto on the left, and then we have Lavia, Enzo, and Caicedo in the midfield. But yeah, this is how it is. We let Garnacho play the whole bloody game, and what a disaster it was from him. And then we had some yellow cards for Cunha and Hato, and then Bruno Fernandes ends up getting on the wing. There was a counter attack, and then Bruno ends up playing the ball into the box, and then Cunha ends up running off, I believe it was Neto and Gusto, and ends up slotting it in and puts the ball away. Surprisingly, that was the only shot they had on target out of the whole entire match, and then end up burying us and making it 1-0. Then we go into the second half. Ahmad comes on for Sissoko. Mason Mount comes on for Cunha. And then for some bloody reason, Lehmann Rosenior decides, no, we are somehow some way we are winning this bloody game. Let's just refreshen up our defense, why don't we? Because we are winning this game and there's nothing to worry about as in our attack. Our attack is playing beautiful. So let's just play our defense. Let's just bring on some players. We take off Gusto, and then we bring on Champong, and then take off Wesley Fofana and bring on Chalaba for some bloody reason. I don't know why. What was the purpose of that? I could understand if maybe it was for headers and corners. Yes, but it's not like we got any more corners out of this game, and it's not like our those players that we brought on, it's not like they made much of a difference in terms of height. So I don't know why the hell would we just make those subs and not try to change something in our midfield or in our attacking positions in order to change something up, in order to have more creativity up front. But it is what it is. I think it was a good thing that we actually lost this game, just to bring it back home and just to let the poison just sit there for a little bit longer and actually let us soak in that we are nowhere near the levels where we need to be, and this is not acceptable for us as fans. And we need to make our voices heard that this is not going to stand for very much longer, and it shouldn't be standing. And these protests need to continue in order for us to get these owners out of our football club. And then after that, Enzo Lanza coming injured. To an extent, I actually wonder, there was a part of me that was wondering, is Enzo actually injured? Or is he just pretending to be injured? Because probably at some stage he knew that Lavia can bring something more different to the game. Not to say that Enzo can't, but I think Enzo, in a sense, could have easily took that sacrifice and say, no, I know Enzo is a bit more, a bit better in some attributes than Enzo in a way, and I said, okay, screw it. I'm gonna be like a captain. I'm gonna take one for the team, and I'm gonna come off so that Lavia can come on and maybe see if we can do something different and cause a shocker and actually get a victory or get a draw. Let me know down below what you guys think of this game. How did you guys see this game going? Is it the way that you expected? And then Mason Mount also lands up getting a yellow card. For a part of me, I thought that was a penalty, but luckily it was just at the edge of the box, so it was a free kick. And then also, what a surprising thing, Neto ends up calling, I believe it was Hato and Chalaba to him and saying that we're going to do something. And then say, okay, here comes something. And what happens? Bloody nothing. It was such a simple cross that it was so surprising. I mean, why the hell do you want to tell your defenders we are about to do something different when it was nothing surprising about that cross to any one of them? So I don't see why the hell do we even waste our time trying to pretend that we're going to do something fancy when we do actually nothing. And then Kobe again lands up getting a yellow card on Garnacho at the end, and that was the game. Very, very, very disappointing. I think up front, I don't know what has happened to us. Why can't we score goals? I mean, our team for the last 2 seasons were known for a team that can score, especially scoring. We knew that we weren't a team that can defend and keep clean sheets, but going into this season and last season, we knew we can actually score goals, and we thought we could. Now it's going, I don't know how many games we have gone without scoring a bloody goal. Something's clearly not right. And I do not know how that's possible. Please comment down below on what you guys think. Why do you think there's a reason why we haven't been scoring goals? Is there something tactically that probably we haven't been doing? Have we been found out? Is another question. But yeah, this is how the game went, which is quite surprising that we ended up getting nothing from this game. If we look at the stats, we had 60% of the ball. Our expected goals was 1.5 compared to Man United's 0.29. A very, very big difference. Total shots, we had 21. They only had 4. 3 shots on target for us. They only needed 1 to put the ball in the back of the net. Touches in the opposing box, we had 4-0. They had only 10. So for every 4 touches we had, they only had 1. And yet we couldn't do nothing. Big chances, we had 0. They had 1. Passes, accuracy, we had 537 passes. They had only 350. Our pass percentage was 89. There was 84. fouls committed. We committed 12 fouls, just one less than Man United. Offside, we had 2, they had 0. Corners, we had 7 corners, they only needed 1. So the stats clearly are in our favor to actually win this game, but yet we were so far and so blunt up front that we couldn't even do anything about it. I bet you we couldn't even butter our toast with how blunt our knife was in this game. Then if we had to look at our the players that were doing well, and the 6 players that were being voted as one of the best, we have Enzo, Gusto, and Cucurella. For Chelsea, I think Gusto doesn't even deserve to even be up in the last 10. I think that our worst players for this game was Gusto and Garnacho, the 2 worst players for our team on the day. I don't know what's with these players sometimes, especially the balls they play with each other, or to each other, should I say. With Gusto, the ball that he always passes is forever behind the player. Why can't he play the ball in front of the player so the player can run onto the ball? No, whenever he plays to Neto or to Garnacho, the ball always has to be behind him, and then now the player has to stop, get the ball, and then make the run forward. It just slows everything down. And like I mentioned also about Garnacho, also another worst player that we actually had in our team today. With Enzo and Cucurella, I could agree. I think they were one of our best players for our game, as well as Palmer. Palmer should actually take the spot for Gusto in the top-rated players. Then we have to take a look at theirs. They had Lemons as their goalkeeper, Bruno and Cunha. I think I also agree with that. I think Lemons didn't have much to do, but he did the basics. Fernandez also with the assist, I suppose, and Cunha also with the goal. So I suppose hence why they are up there in terms of the players that actually did well for Man United. Right now, if we take a look, we are currently 10 points behind Man United, so it's a wrap. We are not touching them this season. They actually are going to be in front of us for the remainder of the season. There's no ways we catch them with only 10 points. I mean, we would have to win our next 5 games without them actually winning a single game in order for us to catch them. So we know that Man United has qualified for Champions League this season. Now it's just a question of, can we catch Aston Villa or can we catch Liverpool? Most likely Liverpool and Aston Villa are going to capitalize on us losing. What you guys think? I think that they're gonna. I think it's a wrap. I think the season's finished. I think we're gonna obviously play Europa League next season, which to an extent I would actually look forward to. At least we can win some games. I would like to think so, but it is a question of, that means that Chelsea are going to be even more in a more difficult position in terms of finances, because Europa League doesn't get us as nowhere near the money that Champions League does. So it is going to be a question of, what will we look like going into next season? Where will we finish is another question as well. Going into next season, I think we might sell a lot of players. I don't know, and then we're gonna have to see where we finish and where this team actually starts to begin. Now it's gonna also be a question of, how far does Chelsea have to go, or how bad does this club have to actually go for the owners to actually leave, and for us to actually see some good changes for our football club. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my post review. This is my post review to Chelsea 0, Man United 0, Man United 1. So yeah, guys, let's keep posting. Let's keep on our social media as to Blucher out. It was nice to see that we actually managed to get a lot of people out there on the protest, and hopefully it's a start for many protests to come, for us to actually see some change at our football club. So guys, this is my post review. Please comment and subscribe, and peace.